Hi guys, back with another one. I want to show you guys what is going on with my white shatut. That is the white Pakistani mulberry. Yeah, I had a viewer ask me 3 or 4 times in the last week, can you please show me your mulberry? Well, I'm going to show you all 3 mulberries. So this is a early spring update, and we start with this one because I butchered it severely about a month ago in early August, and I'm going to show you what's happened since then. What's happened is I'm not going to get a good crop in spring, not like I normally get. I normally get thousands of mulberries in spring, but this year it's going to be a handful, and that's because I cut it back severely. I don't recommend doing this on a tree except for 2 reasons. One, it's a big tree like this and you just want to bring the size down, which is what I did. That was the whole reason I did it. And the second reason you would do this is to give it a light trim, which I didn't do. So it's up to you. I did a hard trim or a hard prune because I just wanted to bring it down, guys. It was out of hand. Come November, I had a tree that was all the way up there to the power lines, touching the power lines by November. Yeah, this tree here. And then at the end of summer, in March, after it had a hard prune in November, it would be touching those power lines again, a second time. So that happened for 5 years. That's why the severe butchering, for that reason. Now, your situation might be different to mine, so you do it accordingly. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna miss out on the first season of mulberries. There's a handful coming here. It's not the end of the world. The tree survived. It's not dead. I'm gonna get some fruit, and then in summer I'll get more fruit, and in autumn I'll get a small harvest. The big one is now in spring. I'm gonna miss out on the big one. Oh well, just have to sacrifice one spring. Not a big deal. The second mulberry I'm going to show is this one, the black mulberry, known as Hicks Fancy. I don't know what name it has anywhere else in the world, but here in Australia it's called Hicks Fancy. And as I showed before, the leaves have turned green since the weather has improved. So it went from, where are we? It went from these yellow leaves, see that one there? That's the color it was in July, late winter, and August. And now in September, look what happened because of the warm weather. Yep, it was waiting, and now that the weather is warmed up, it's taken off. And more importantly, the mulberries have started to turn color. So what happens here is they go from green, where are we? Green, that's not a good example. Let me find some green ones. Here they are. Green. Need light. There you are. There. They go from that color, from green, and then they go to red, which will be next, right? See that reddish coming there? That's next. There, that's better. And then they'll turn black. So you pick them when they're black. When they're red, they're sour. So this is not a red mulberry, it's a black mulberry. Hicks Fancy, doing very well. I gave this a light pruning in July, not like the white Chatut. If I'd done this with a white Chatut, I would have had hundreds of mulberries now coming in spring. But I savaged it, and that's fine. I was willing to take the penalty. See, a light pruning. This is what you want to do if you give a mulberry a light pruning, and you'll always get fruit. And I'm gonna give him a hard pruning at some stage coming up. He's not gonna get away with it. I'm gonna bring him down to here. So I'm gonna take off a meter. Yeah, I want to establish the bottom like I did the white one, and then from there I can just cut back every season. Just cut back every season from there, not from up here. It's too high, guys. And the reason I'm doing all this pruning and cutting is simply because, can anyone guess why? Why all this fuss over pruning mulberries? Why? The reason is so you can throw a net on it. Netting. Because without a net, here where I am in Melbourne, in my garden, I don't get any berries at all, not one. Because the birds get them. So it's either the net or the birds. The net or the birds. And you can't throw a net onto a tree, a mulberry tree, that's as tall as that camellia there. See that camellia there? That's how tall the mulberry will get. It'll get that high. Not as high as that pine tree, thankfully, but easily up there. And there's no way that you can reach a net over that. And finally, we're down to the red Chatut, or red Pakistan mulberry. And I also pruned this back in July, but check it out, what a difference in pruning. Every tree is different. There's no general rule for all trees. This is the only prune I gave this guy. One there and one there. How's that for easy? That's all he got for 12 months, for a whole year. Yep. See? Because this is a dwarf mulberry, or a semi-dwarf. So this is the guy you want. If you want multiple mulberry trees, if you want easy to grow mulberry, if you want space-saving mulberry, if you want an incredible crop every season, mulberry, this is the one, guys. Not the previous two I showed you. This one. I'm taller than this mulberry. Let's see. Yeah, I am. I'm taller by a few inches. So, net, not a problem to put a net on this guy. Look. Right? Very easy. And that's what you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, especially the viewer who requested an update on mulberries. They were after the ever-bearing mulberry, and I told them that I don't have that variety, the black ever-bearing mulberry. On the lookout for that when Dailies, our local, our big nationwide nursery, gets a hold of it. So that'll be my next and final mulberry. So guys, please put a like if you enjoyed this video, and I sure am enjoying spring. The red camellias are coming to an end, the pink ones are going berserk, right? And the white ones have just come. Look at that. It's always nice to have color in the garden. Okay guys, see you from the next video.